A first edition of Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. I'm Adam Douglas and I'd like to show you this remarkably fine copy of one of the great 18th century novels. Now, it's popularly known as Gulliver's Travels. That's a shorthand title for the title as it originally appears here on the title page. Its full title is Travels into Several Remote Nations of the World in 4 parts by Lemuel Gulliver, first a surgeon and then a captain of several ships. And this is printed in and published in 1726. There were in fact 3 editions all published in the same year, but this is the true first with all the points of first edition. And you see here facing the title page the portrait of Gulliver in this rather smart oval, engraved oval. And some people sometimes think that that's a portrait of Jonathan Swift, but it's not. It's an entirely fictitious portrait. The idea was to make it look as much like, the joke really was to make it look as much like a real travel book as possible. And so we get one of the classic sort of introductions of the publisher to the reader, which tells you all about the author and how he knew him and how he got the manuscript and all these other sort of details which you would normally find in a travel book. And it's even signed Richard Simpson, which is a name very closely similar to a real author of travel books. So Swift was really sailing as close to the wind as he could. And the book is divided, as the title page says, into 4 parts. Each one is a different voyage, and the first one, of course, the most famous, probably a voyage to Lilliput. And each of the voyages has its own title page. Here's the one to the second, which is the voyage to Brobdingnag, the land of the giants, you might familiarly say. And then it's also given these rather nice maps which locate these entirely fictitious places. Brobdingnag is just off the coast of North America, apparently. And these maps were actually closely modelled on Herman Molle's contemporary maps, so they're made to look as real as possible. And the interesting thing is that there's no record of any contemporary ever being confused that this was a real travel narrative. Everybody knew that it was a satirical masterpiece. Really, this copy is all about the condition. This is a copy of the book as it originally appeared. This is English, contemporary English calf. It's more or less plain calf. It just has a little light sprinkling on the calf to decorate it, and the spines there, they just have simple gilt rules either side of raised bands and a pair of red morocco labels to identify the book on the shelf. There's nothing else, no other ornate decoration. But there is also no repair to this copy, and it's a book that I've seen many times. I've handled many copies, but I've never handled or seen a copy better than this. It really is extremely fresh copy. There's the tiniest bit of wear there on the labels. You could see a tiny bit of creasing just to really indicate that the book has been read. But other than that, this is a fine copy. Would that all our 18th century novels looked so nice. So for more details on this particular copy or many other books, please see our website.